One thing I never learned to do before I hit 30 is driving. Yes, I spent my entire life up until this point without ever considering the fact that driving was an option, especially since I didn't have a good relationship with the concept itself after a pickup truck ran over my foot once. Or that time I waved at a taxi to stop and the driver just waved back. Or that time the bus driver hit the brakes so hard I spilled coffee all over my big no-no area. But yeah, after moving to a big city and realizing that public transport took way too long, I had to take like 3 buses in 2 hours to get to my job. What is this? Fellowship of the minimum wage? So I finally decided to get driving lessons, baby. Now being matched with a driving instructor felt like being a puppy at a shelter looking out of its crate desperate to get adopted. We'd all be sitting there and one by one the instructors came in, called out a name, and adopted a student. Now I've been driving for 2 years and here are my thoughts so far. Part 1. Cars are death boxes. Once upon a time, we rode horses to get around. Heck, if you were fancy, you could get 2 or more of them to pull a carriage where you could watch all the peasants on the streets from. But then, some idiot called Mr. Ford Mitsubishi Engine Oilson decided to throw all that away and said, you know what would be better? This thing you could literally die in. Sure, cars are a lot faster than horses. You could fit like hundreds of them in a car now, apparently. I don't know how horsepower works. Like seriously, even the driving school's intro videos showed clips of car crashes as a way to spread awareness, but all it felt like they were saying, you still wanna drive now, idiot? Every time I drive behind a truck, my mind immediately goes, okay, this is how I'm gonna go out, in a used Hyundai sedan listening to Megan Thee Stallion. And I feel like getting into an accident is unfortunately inevitable for every driver. I've even been in 2 accidents so far, one more severe than the other. The first one was fairly mild. I was stuck in a traffic jam and a car that's parked next to me started backing up. Panicked, I started honking like crazy and I saw that the car stopped. Phew, crisis averted. Then the cart starts backing up again until it hit me. I parked to the side, got out of the car, and stormed my way to the car that hit me. Now here's the thing. To someone that doesn't know me personally, seeing a large bearded man barreling his way towards you might be intimidating. Which was the case with the tiny lady that stepped out of the car, only for me to yell out, "Are you okay?" the moment I got in front of her. I didn't get the police involved though, because it was just a little dent on the side of my car. But the second accident I was in, you bet your tiny little tushy I called the police. Driving back home after dropping off a friend, just as I was pulling into my street, a car in front of me stopped kinda abruptly. But I did manage to stop in time to leave space. The same could not be said for the car behind me. It was bad, my guy. It slammed so hard into me that I hit the car in front of me. So the 3 of us parked to the side and surprise, surprise, the guy that hit me was drunk out of his mind. He could barely string together a sentence and he didn't even have his license on him. Naturally, I called the police and he was charged with a DUI. My car got fixed up and I didn't drive for a week. I was scared. I couldn't stop at a red light without screaming whenever a car stopped behind me. Oh my god, please don't hit me! I eventually got over my fears, but I do drive extra carefully now, which leads me to part 2. Driving is dumb. One time I asked a friend of mine, why hasn't anyone invented sideways elevators yet? And he replied with, you mean trains? Trains, buses, trams, and tandem bikes. These are great means of transportation, and some cities have nailed them down to a T. Take a city like Amsterdam, for example, where they have an amazing public transport system, and the top speed on most streets is 50 kilometers per hour. I've seen kids pumped up on sugar run faster than that. Honestly, if it wasn't such a hassle where I live, I'd still be using public transport, because driving is freaking dumb. It's the dumbest, most dangerous things humans have come up with, apart from like war. Maybe humans are the issue? The concept itself is crazy. Like, sure, let me hop in this metal box and go at speeds that make the wind go where the slightest turn of my steering wheel could make my car go. Not to mention all the intrusive thoughts that randomly pop up like, what if I turn around and drive into oncoming traffic? And the multitasking. Oh, the multitasking. I gotta check my mirror, not the right mirror. Oh no, I should look at the left one again. What if a car got too close to me? Is the car too close? Am I too close? Oh god, the rear mirror. I forgot about the rear mirror. Am I going over the speed limit? Wait, what's the speed limit? What's the speed limit on the street? Did I get a ticket already? Part 3. It's Tuesday, innit? In all seriousness, driving is a stressful yet important part of today's society and shouldn't be taken lightly. It's still considered the most dangerous form of transportation. That being said, here's some advice and observations that I've made throughout the 2 years I've been driving that could be helpful. Number 1, it's okay to miss an exit. You can find your way back to it. Don't be a hazard and go out of your way to get to the exit while putting yours and other people's lives at danger, idiot. Number 2, stick to the speed limit. You're not impressing anyone by speeding, and I promise you won't get there any faster. You'll just come off as a douche. Number 3, SUV drivers are literally Satan. Number 4, unfortunately, humans weren't born with psychic abilities, so there's no way of knowing where and when you're turning, so use your damn blinkers! Number 5, if you ask yourself, can I squeeze in between these two cars? You probably can't. Number 6, it says a lot about you if you park over the lines, mostly that you're a privileged piece of shit. Number 7, no one knows how roundabouts work. Number 8, electric cars are awesome, but Teslas suck. Here we see a 5-seater white sedan in its natural habitat. It inches closer to get a drink from the gasoline pool. Such a majestic creature. Wait, I think it spotted us. No, no.